Hey, good morning. It's Mike Shunke, Berkshire Hathaway Homes and Shipman Properties in Scottsdale, Arizona. Rainy Scottsdale, Arizona this morning. Cold and rainy. But we're going to talk about residential, commercial, economy, and then a little bit of real estate secrets some of you appreciated from last week. So multiple listing service, first of all. Inventory. Scottsdale up above 1,500 single-family detached homes. Excuse me, I wasn't quite ready. But up above 1,500 single-family detached homes in Scottsdale. It's been a while, been a couple years since we've seen that number. So we're getting there. And, we're seeing it's kind of a strange market. There's a perception of value. We were having a conversation about the other day. The asking price is just a number. We look at comps, we see what that is, and then we make that offer. So, don't rly on the asking price. When you're running your comps, look at sold properties, not active properties, or not the asking price. Look at sold properties when you're running your comps. That's probably a better look of value there. Anyway, there was a survey of builders. 2011, buyers expected prices to drop, but that ended up being about the bottom of the prices. We had a lot of Canadians coming to Arizona. I wrote an article. Go back and look at that. I think I posted it the other day, or it's on my website, about they've made money on the currency exchange plus the increase in value. So the Canadians that bought property in Arizona in 2011 to 2013, they're doing very well. So anyway, it was funny to me that the buyers in 2011 thought prices were going to come down. So you never know what's going to happen. Accepted contracts for February, higher than last year. Mostly in the luxury market. Across the valley, we're seeing we are in a buyer's market overall across the valley. But the higher end of the market's really just carrying that. Remember, all boats rise with the tide. So as the luxury market pulls up those prices and things, other ones are gonna come along with it. As it drops, they're gonna drop down with that. So we're a slight buyer's market across the valley, but as demand rises, supply is also rising. So, top sellers market we still have quite a few sellers market. Chandler, Scottsdale, Tempe surprised me. Tempe's a sellers market. Paradise Valley, Fountain Hills, Cave Creek slipped down to a pretty balanced market, but they're now up in a slight seller's market. So as that spread goes out, and that's kind of the area we work in most, is that northeast Scottsdale area. Prices fairly flat across the board, up 6.7% year over year, mostly in the $1 to $2 million range, which is kind of our bread and butter where we work there. Just happens to be the area. I think the average sale price in Scottsdale, or in 85259, I know, is like $1.5 million. So that's a strong market. Closings year over year, over $1 million, is up 25% from last year. But across the board, it's pretty much the same as last year. So we're seeing things move. We're seeing things. Remember, everything is local. Y'all see on these Facebook groups that real estate agents aren't doing anything, and we're busy. Everybody I talk to, we're busy in this area. So everything local market, even neighborhood to neighborhood, makes a difference. If we go back to 2001 and you increase prices 5% every year over the past 24 years, that's just ahead of inflation. That's what your housing should increase. Prices are exactly where they should be. So 2001, add 5% increase every year. That's pretty much where we are right now. So it's not absurd. So people talk about that. I do understand the lower end of the market. It's tough. Affordability becomes an issue on the lower end of the market. But Buckeye, Buckeye's got a lot going on, actually, but those outer areas, they're struggling a little bit. Northwest, smoking hot. That Peoria, Surprise area, that's pretty popular. But put your offer on paper. We saw one just this morning, closed $3.8 million. They were asking $5 million. So that's quite a big spread there between asking price and closing price. But you never know the seller's situation. I guess somebody was bold enough to put an offer in, and they got it. $3.8 million. So it's a beautiful property. It's Here, I think it's 3 or 4 acres. But sales to list price, 97%. That's squeezing a little bit. Starting to see from last month it was 96%. Off-market activity keeps going. And again, that's why we're with Berkshire Hathaway. It's a huge network. We do a great job of communicating between each other to know what our clients are looking for and what's coming available on the market. So like McDowell Mountain Ranch now we're working in. There's a couple off markets over there. I would like to find a 2-bedroom with a huge garage for a friend of mine. He doesn't know what he wants to do yet, but if we can find that, if you have that, we'll take it. So a lot of off market. There's some $800,000 we have coming up. We may have probably going to have some land, 2 acres. If you're looking to build a property by Desert Mountain High School, we'll probably have 2 acres coming up next week. A big one up by Troon. Some friend of mine, an agent told him he could get $30 million for his house. And I said, wow, that's a big number. That same agent had a $23 million listing and dropped the price 20%. So I'm going to talk about this at the end here, but there's a kind of a thing about agents. They just get listings. They want the biggest number in the valley. It doesn't do anybody good to take a listing that's overpriced. I don't understand that, but people do it. So just be careful out there. Run the sales comp. See what it's worth. But I believe in a handshake and good old integrity. Just being honest and doing business that way. There's an auction coming up, DC Ranch. You may have seen. I was there yesterday. 5 bedrooms, 6,000 square feet, almost 3 acres. Probably the highest property up in the McDowell Mountains, overlooking Silverleaf Golf Course. And I think you might get a deal on it. So that's going to be interesting. If you want the details, let me know. We have a couple people interested, so there's a benefit to getting registered. It costs you nothing to register and get ready to go. So, except you got to show proof of funds and make a deposit. But got to be in the game if you want to play. Anyway, commercial, still working 10,000 square feet over by Deer Valley. There's a few properties that are interesting, but it's not perfect yet, and we're not quite ready yet, so we don't want to get the sellers all excited. But we're always looking for that. Multifamily is going to be in the news here pretty soon. Remember 21, 23, a lot of syndicators jumped in the market for multifamily, paid too much for properties. Delinquencies for multifamily properties are at a 12-year high. There's $6.1 billion in commercial loans on multifamily that's over 30 days late. The distressed rate's about 13% on that, which is super high. So, I think the only people that made money on those multifamilies selling to syndicators was the weekend guru telling them how to get rich overnight in real estate. But we've got quite a few groups ready to pick those up when they're ready to sell them. So that'll be fun. But you're going to see it in the news. There's a lot of cash out there just waiting. Remember, commercial is different than residential. Different markets. Commercial's just the numbers and the financing. Residential is more emotion and foo-foo and that kind of things. But they still got to look at the numbers. But Toll Brothers paid $28 million for 11 acres on the northwest corner by Cavison. They're going to do 135 luxury townhouse units. And we were in a meeting last week. That $1 million condo unit in Scottsdale, or $1 million per unit Scottsdale condo is pretty hot. It's not for me, but people are buying them. Those properties are moving, which makes sense why they're building it. TSMC up in the northwest, they're going to fund another. They're going to do 3 plants total. And remember, that didn't happen overnight. A lot of people are taking credit for that. That was started 13 years ago, back when Jan Brewer was governor. So it's an interesting story. Google the history of the TSMC factory in Phoenix. There was a lot of negotiations, and like I said, 13 years to get that deal in place. So commercial moves a lot slower than residential. Mayo Clinic's putting $1.9 billion expansion over off of 101. So, just pay attention to what's happening and follow the money. The big money, they do a lot of homework. They know where things are happening. Talking about, we've been talking to a lot of small businesses about how medical and dental practices, how the benefit of owning the real estate and what's you want an exit strategy. Your patient files, when you're done practicing, it's probably not worth all as much as you think it is. But if you own the real estate, you have a sellable asset with the practice. It's great, and you probably get in for the same price as you're paying on your lease. So SBA, Jeff McGivern, he's our SBA guy. He said that there's 6.25% on SBA loans now. 25-year loan, 10% down. So that's pretty good. So, and they have some medical programs too for medical and dental practitioners. Economy. It's been a fun week with the economy. A lot of volatility in there, a lot of uncertainty. I think a lot of it is just media related, and unemployment number this morning, pretty much as expected, pretty boring, didn't move the markets much. ADP came out earlier this week. That's a larger employment statistic, but that's the private sector. We have a lot of noise of what's going on with the government jobs, and people were expecting a lot of layoffs, and that we're still too soon to see that hit the unemployment number and the jobs number. But the ADP was interesting. It was just showing that people are working and this economy is just moving along. Remember, investors don't like uncertainty. Bonds are a flight to safety. I say it every week. Bonds are a flight to safety. When people get nervous, they buy bonds. When they buy bonds, the price goes up and the rates go down. There's an inverse relationship, price versus yield. But we're a global economy. Germany came out and did a stimulus package. And I heard somebody, maybe Rick Santelli, was talking about whatever happens around the world, it's fungible. We're in a global economy right now. So, this new economy or this new administration, whether you like them or not, let's support them. Let's move forward. Let's get rid of this government debt so we can move forward. Howard Lutnick was talking about, we're just bringing business back to America. $3 trillion investment in America increases the gross domestic product, that's American productivity, by 1%. That's really what we want in the end. We want to be strong as a country. So Karen Firestone, she's an respected asset manager out of New York. She says nobody can time the market. The stock market's not the economy, and serious investors are not day traders. So, we got to get the government spending under control. Rates, you'll see rates. Some people, I even saw NIR economists yesterday said rates were down. Well, actually this morning rates are exactly the 30-year fixed rate at, where was it? Closed at 6.79 yesterday. That's exactly where we were Monday. So they did take a dip. So if what are we looking at today? The past is the past. The future is the future. Nobody knows. But anyway, just a real estate secret. There's a lot of agents out there that are they'll tell you they can sell your property for $1 gazillion, and it's a marketing tool. You as a seller are a marketing tool. In the real estate business, the more listings you have, the more you get your name out there, the more business rolls in, business follows. So a lot of them will take listings just to say they have listings, and it's not the way we do business. We're here to sell your property, residential, commercial, land, investment, whatever. And on the buy side, we're out there to get you the best deal. We'll run comps and see what the property's actually worth. So it's our job to take emotion out of the deal, facilitate, educate, and advise. And we're here to help. So give us a call, 203-733-5877. Heading out to a meeting in a little bit. What are your thoughts? 92-year-old gentleman. We've been talking for a while. He wants to sell his property. Kids are having the fight over a estate. I know I can help him. I know I'm the best to help him. I'm just afraid somebody else is going to come in and take advantage of him. So, I'm looking forward to it. He's pretty sharp. He's real sharp, sharper than some 50-year-olds. But I'm looking forward to that conversation. We're just going to see what we can do to help him get him where he needs to be for him and his family. So, anyway, have a great day. Be smart, be safe. Let me know if you're interested in that auction. I'll give you the details. I really think, honestly, that somebody's going to get a good deal on that property. So give me a shout. Talk to you soon. Thanks again. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Be smart, be safe, and stay dry. Thanks. Bye.